In this video, we are going to talk about the relationships between a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So let's kind of build it first and kind of talk about what some of the relationships are. So the first thing is that this relationship builds off of an equilateral triangle. Okay, so if you have an equilateral triangle, that means all the angles on the triangle are 60 degrees and all the sides are the same. So let's say we made all the sides 10. Okay. And I'm going to leave these two blank just for a second. That what we're going to do out of our equilateral is we are going to drop a perpendicular down. And this perpendicular, because it's a 30, 60, 90, is going to cut this triangle in half, taking this, what should have been a 60-degree angle up at the top, and making each of these two 30s. Okay, it's also taking this side that should have been 10 down here and breaking it up as well in the smaller pieces. So what you see is if we're just focusing on kind of this triangle, this is our 30, 60, 90. And there is always this relationship between the shortest side, which is across from the smallest angle, and the hypotenuse, which is across from the 90. 100% of the time on a 30, 60, 90, you are going to have this relationship of the hypotenuse is twice the size of this shortest side, okay, which is kind of talked about right here. So let me redraw this so we can kind of see it a little bit better. So if this is our 30, 60, 90, it's a guarantee that this one across from the 30 is your shortest side. And then this is the hypotenuse, which is exactly twice whatever the hypotenuse is. And now across from here, you can do Pythagorean theorem and figure this out. But the shortcut of this is there is a relationship between this side and the shortest side. And it is whatever the shortest side is, multiply it by the square root of 3. Okay, so all of this stuff happens because of basically we're cutting an isosceles or cutting an equilateral in half, and then we would be applying Pythagorean theorem to figure out this. But the cutting it in half, this instantly gives us this relationship that the hypotenuse is twice whatever the shortest side is. And then you can do Pythagorean theorem, or you can remember that it's just multiply the shortest side by the square root of 3. Okay, so let's kind of see this in action. All right, so here is our triangle. We have our 30, 60, 90 angles going on. So that guarantees this relationship going on. That if you know the shortest side, it is a guarantee that the, let's just do this. We'll start it over. So we have a 30, we have a 60, we have a 90. We know that that side is 7, guarantees that the hypotenuse is going to be twice that, right? So this is your x, this is your 2x. So guarantees that that's twice that. And then this side is whatever our shortest side is, we're going to multiply it by the square root of 3. So this piece is going to be 7 square root of 3. All right, so pieces that we're missing, we're going to find AB and BC. If AC, I should probably label it. That's an A. All right, so AC is 7. That means BC is 7 square root 3, which is about 7 square root 3, which is about 12.12. Label on that should be inches. So there is our side across from the 60, and our hypotenuse is AB, which should be the biggest side, and it is twice whatever the shortest side is. So that puts this at 14 inches. Okay, so shortest side, shortest, smallest angle, shortest side, biggest angle, biggest side, and then this, which was 12.12, should be the middle size. Okay, so all that stuff lines up. All right, last one of these is this information. So let me redraw this to kind of clean it up. We have this 30, 60, 90 triangle. And we have C, A, B. And this time they give us this value. All right. Well, this is the x root 3 piece. So this is the piece that has been multiplied by a root 3 to get the 8. What we need to do is pull it back to the shortest side, because that's the relationship that if you have this one, you multiply it by root 3 to go this direction. So if you're going backwards, we're going to divide it by root 3 to go backwards. So we're going to take BC, we're finding AC. So AC, the shortest side, is going to be the 8 divided by square root of 3. Okay, because we're going backwards. So we'll take the 8 divided by square root of 3, and get ourselves 4.62. 4.62. I like to throw it onto the picture, because then if I know my shortest side, my hypotenuse is always exactly twice that. So I'll take that 4.62 to get AB, 4.62. I'm going to multiply it by 2 because the hypotenuse is always twice that value. So 4.62, and we'll multiply it by 2. So 9.24. Okay, and again, I just like to throw it onto the picture, and I'll say why in just a second. Centimeters, centimeters. Okay, and then I just do a real quick spot check, make sure everything feels okay. Smallest angle should be the shortest side. Biggest angle should be across from the biggest side. And then your middle angle should be across from the middle side. So all that stuff feels to line up. So I feel like we did this one okay.